Please welcome Kamala.
Hello. How are you? It's getting warmer slightly, but raining, so all my boots are salty. So tonight I'm going to read, I'm going to read 4 or 5 poems for you tonight. The poems that I'm reading are part of what we call in our manuscript workshop a chunk of about 10 to 15 poems that we're sort of starting to think about in terms of like collective order. So this is a really exciting project for me to work on, and these are some poems that are of course in their beginning stages, but I'm excited to read them tonight. All right, here is Stachybotrys Plague. Stage 1. Night forest yarn pulled out from sweater sleeves, its many tongues splitting when each loose end coils to the inner folds of my wrists. Stage 2. Thread-studded smoke sends forth poison plumes through programmed response to cloud the lung a new habit, make it host. Stage 3. Prognosis. The body becomes camouflaged, torn hibiscus background. How will the body pattern its own breaking? This one's called Wall Sound Theory. It's a very experimental poem. It can be read in at least 5 different ways. It's in like it's in 4 columns, so you can either read it from left to right or from column to column, depending on your mood. But tonight I'm going to read from left to right. Wait sound, found sound, pine roll, basket sound, good morning sound, sound as a curled candle wax, curled tongue, sound of walk, no walk sound, forget this sound, shared wall gypsum lost through shared wall sound lost through gypsum, sound of gypsum in a blue room padded clocked sound, sound melt into tongue, shock tiny blue first melt memory sound. This one's called Probability Space 2. No one is meant to know what Probability Space 1 is. It's forever locked in secrecy, so you're just going to have to figure it out. Probability Space 2. Time. A membrane juicing last night's dream. An era in which the burst and ground nasturtium became a mortar to thawed gravel. Only God can make a tree disappear. All the body blurs except my hands, still left in pockets, stopping milked thorn. The dream's hands are now squared, rejects all outcomes, forms its own stilled language left unstung. This one is Depression Weekend Montage, and this is something I feel like I'm in solidarity with, just with grad school in general, and winter, and just being, cabin fever, all of that. So I'm glad the weather is warming up, so that's no longer an option. I think I can finally go out walking and actually see the sun. That'll be interesting. It'll be fun. All right, Depression Weekend Montage. Mother on a screen again, and pearl-made afternoon light tea falls down, bunched from marble edges. She was winter's sky, ice-made petrichor. Sometimes light fog leaves my mouth on walks, and I walk underground, bowl stitched with sumac, rustle. One night the walls shook before I tumbled towards sleep, just so I could see 4 hours of light, to hear dogs howling with tangled foil gold balloons, to talk less about stone tunnels and time tunnels, swallowed stars. The next one I'm reading is called Shraddha, and it's in translation it means sort of the collective ritual of what happens when a mother dies, so the child is supposed to is an integral part of this funeral rite, and this is a poem about that. Shraddha. Reverse metal tick, flung water, tires loop left when it leaves the body, bend the 2-week ghost's ash cooling bottom, shelled hair, or hands cut into half fans across my father's face, her skull silent against his lap, her body already blooming jasmine, ringed foot stamped with furnace silvering a controlled burn, all her silk under locks, spilt millet, that sugared grit in our teeth. So I've been working on this poem. I may have read it during the last Speakeasy. Then it was called 1111. Now it's just 11, spelled out in the word. So I'm really looking forward to sharing this revision with you. Mother, you were born between palm leaf, stitched roofs, and 3rd floor concrete, named it Shakti, or resistant to earthquakes. You were a pool of maroon gold silk in the bottom bunk, born to a woman who sung evening crow calls. For 9 years, I called her Awa across terraces. She blamed your bad luck birth when she could no longer lick jaggery dust on curved lips topping steel-topped tumblers. In the kitchen, she aimed one towards your left shoulder, but the mosaic sang, chewing dark balcony birds, their wings tossing wind. Even believed her words meant to be born in a still room when you leave open the Reader's Digest articles about possible genetic predispositions for becoming permanently unlovable. That happy birthday became songs of mourning, songs of thrown omen, songs of my blank face frozen on sick screens, of wanting to lay your head down on my lap to die. Song of I pray to my God. Song of your widow's peak, moving trains, snake shifting its clay path. Thank you.